Hey, I'm Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Bastian.
And this is When About That. Today we're going to be talking about...
Babylon. Let's go. So Babylon from Damien Chazelle. Famous movie he did were like Whiplash, La La Land, and also First Man with Ryan Gosling. So about Armstrong, the first man on the moon.
Oh!
Yeah. Pretty cool. So I love this movie maker.
He's a style.
I'm always waiting for his movies.
Yeah.
His style is like always showing his love for this art that is movies and the jazz. He's a huge jazz fan and I'm not, which is very funny because he made me appreciate jazz more, which I think is a mission accomplished with him because he tries to have people love jazz more and more. So talking about Babylon, let's go. As you know, as always, our non-spoiler is a very short section, so love it, did not love it, or so.
Okay.
Go for it.
So for me.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I know, I love everything.
No. I mean...
Now we go to the spoiler. Be careful.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about it. I think like... For a movie, when I'm like thinking, I'm like, yeah, like thumbs up. I'm thinking like it sticks with me for a couple days after I watch it. Like I think about it, I kind of I marinate over it. I let it seep into my brain, and that didn't do it for me. I really liked the movie. I didn't like I said, I wasn't like counting the minutes, but I definitely didn't.
It's a 3-hour long movie.
Which I honestly like. It was okay. Like I didn't mind.
I would say that is done. That's the real downside for me.
It didn't pull at me. It was. I know like a lot. It was very controversial for some people, and it was very like out there. But for me, like I've seen some really like messed up movies and pretty like out there films. So it was just like very like I don't know how to say that. It's very like approachable for me. So it was just like, it kind of reminded me of The Great Gatsby, honestly. It kind of reminded me of...
that's the same period.
Yeah, exactly. It reminded me of like a more like, a little more like...
I would say it's a Great Gatsby without filter.
Yeah, it's like The Great Gatsby rated R. You know what I mean? It's that's the vibe that it gave me, and I loved it. It was great. I love Margot Robbie. I have a total like raging female crush on her. Brad Pitt was really fun in that movie. I thought his character was great. I love Brad Pitt's fun for me. But yeah, it just didn't like stick with me after I watched it. It was cool. It was entertaining. It was fun. I kind of expected it to be a little more like out there, a little more like rated R, rated X kind of vibe. It wasn't as like crazy as I thought it would be because everyone made it seem like it was just a very controversial, crazy like pre-Hollywood.
I mean, there's like some part that are extremely controversial. I would say the first 30 minutes of the movie are extremely, like I say, unfiltered Gatsby.
Yeah.
It's like a huge party.
Yeah.
And it kind of like make you understand why the prohibition happened, because if that's how people used to party before, it's like, it's wild. You have to be ready. It's like, there's no filter. It's there. Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt are in there. And it's just like, it's wild. I personally love because it's frantic. It's like, the rhythm is like completely crazy.
The music, like the band is playing. There's people like having sex over here. There's people dancing over here. There's an elephant eventually. There's there's
a lot of
like
drugs.
So much going on, and like I can watch anything. So that for me, I'm loving it.
But I understand why some people are shocked by that, because the movie is not. It's not the way the movie is advertised at first, but
that's so true. Actually,
it's I would say it's like purposely shocking, but I understand why people don't like to see that.
Yeah.
I don't care. Personally, I really don't care. I think it's like, it's okay. It's life. Some people like to party this way. That's fine. I respect that, even though it's like really intense at some part. Yeah. And the Tobey Maguire part in the movie, it's kind of I would say the same, but it's even
I feel like that's for a little bit, because that was the one part in the movie that I was like, oh, like this is the part that they were probably like, this is really messed up. Because to put in context, like spoilers, major spoilers, but like Tobey Maguire comes in as like the mafia kind of like, his character is kind of like casino boss type figure who has like a lot of people fear him because he has a lot of money. He's really violent, but he's a very cool, stone cold, like chill guy, you know, and he welcomes the main characters in to have a seat, have a drink with him, and they're kind of like, what the hell is going on? He takes them to this like party house, and he's like, this is how it used to be. This is like the good place. This is where we can have all the fun. And it's like this 4-story building.
It's matching kind of the main theory of the movie, that the theory of the movie is like, this movie, despite like depicting what was Hollywood, so Babylon, before the Prohibition, before the industry as we know it today. The theory is that this movie is like the Dante's Infernos, which is like the layers of hell. And when Tobey Maguire's arrive in the movie, it really looks like one of the last layer, which is one of the worst. And it's extremely interesting. It's really dark. It's really like it's gruesome. Like we are like it's a level of like party that is like dark, gross, dirty, muddy, and really like
inhuman.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's almost that. It's almost like people partying with like dead head animals on their head. Like it's not the how you can see it, but it's the way it feels to me.
Yeah, it gives you the ick. It gives you the major ick. That was the only part of the movie that was like, I didn't like it. It just made me feel kind of like uneasy, which of course that's the purpose. That's probably the part in the movie that people were like, that's too much for an Oscar. An Oscar-worthy performance. Like, I don't know if that...
I mean, I really do believe that the movie lost many people for all of these reasons. Because the main story in this movie is like these 3 characters. So, but the 2 mains are like Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is like this well-known, like, non-speaking actors from like the 20s when it was only like muted movies. And Margot Robbie, who dies to become a superstar, and she's this rising star that arrives at the end of the muted like industry, and that's how tragic it is because
the movie thrives in the muted scene.
Yeah, but that's exactly the point. Is that the movie is like the end of this era and the crash of these people.
Yeah,
and I love the movie for that because it's an homage.
And it's sad because you also see them desperately trying to hold on to their career and like trying to like adapt to these changes, but they're happening so fast, which happens now. They're happening so fast and they can't catch up because it's like they have to change their whole way of performing, of relating to the material. You know, they have to train their voices now to match their character. It's actually that's the part that I really loved and found interesting because like I was like thinking actually the other day I was like, how hard that must have been to be an actor where you don't speak ever, you don't have to worry about your tone of voice or how you sound, then to all of a sudden go to having to speak and convey emotions through your voice.
But that's why they don't succeed. That's exactly the point. Not. Like you see Brad Pitt like being completely after destroyed. this huge party of like 30 minutes at the beginning of the movie. The next day he's going on stage. He's waiting the entire day, like so he gets drunk again. And he's completely, he can barely walk. And that's what's funny, it's because when they turn on the cameras, he's there. He's making it. But that's exactly what is technically impossible if he was like a speaking actor. And when he starts speaking, he did few movies and people laugh about him. But that's also the wink that the movie gives you, is because later on, all these cheesy movies are really accepted. So I love the movie for that because it's kind of like a real homage. You say that homage? Like of the beginning of this art. For me, it says everything. It's like a love letter to this art. And Damien Chazelle is a huge lover of the movie industry. He did so many different type of movies. He also wrote from like horror movies and stuff like that. And I don't know, I think it just shows his love. I don't really think he did the movie for everyone. I think really the movie he wanted to make.
Yeah,
I think he's at his stage of his career when he can make a movie and say, hey, I want to say this story, I want to say it this way, and either you love it or no, that's how I want to show my love for this art.
Yeah, like he's like, this is it. This is what I have. It is what it is. Like, this is what I want it to be. So
after, it's definitely not a feel good movie because, like I said, it's a spiral down.
It's like a darker version of it's a darker, less emotional version of La La Land.
But that's literally like a La La Land without all these cheesy parts.
Yeah, but also like La La Land without like cause she literally dies, so it's like a little more. Yeah, it's a little darker.
I mean, the movie is dark, but it's La La Land is. I love the final twist of La La Land as well. I think it's pretty much the best part of the movie. What I love with Damien Chazelle, he has always this bittersweet kind of feeling in the movie. Like Whiplash, it's like you feel like. You feel the characters, but you have this always like unfinished business, and it's the same. Though for Babylon, the last 10 minutes are really frantic and wild. It's like, it almost looks like it's not part of the movie.
Yeah.
But it's made in purpose for me to just like salute every movies. They all can be different, but everything comes from the same place. And this place is Babylon. With this like crazy pace where they had to produce so many movies at the same place within days, and I don't know, it just like, I think the industry is quite the same but not the same, and that's what the movie said. It's like, we all come from there, and this industry made who we are today, even though it wasn't perfect. So I don't know. That's what I feel from this movie. I really liked it. It's not the movie of the year. I think there's a lot to talk about. Like, the length of the movie is way too long. I kind of like...
but like I said, it didn't like... It wasn't... Like, it was long. It was pretty long, but I wasn't like mad about it.
I would have removed easily half an hour of it. I don't know where, but I would have removed half an hour of it. So, now we go to the rating. I will give it... I would say a 7. Because it's a very good movie to me. I really love the movie. I think it was good, very good. Even more so because it's a literal homage of the seventh art that are the movies and the film industries. Yeah. So for this reason, I love the movie. Though 7 because it was too long. And
for sure.
Yeah, I think they could have shortened that a little bit. But I really appreciated the approach and the heads down to this whole industry. Yeah. So what is your rating?
I think I have the same rating. I think a 7.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Like I said, I really like the people in it. I think they did an amazing job. I think like a lot of the the pictures were really beautiful.
Tobey Maguire is insane. Like he's insane in every sense.
He looks so like he looks he just looks.
But he is really amazing.
I thought it was the contrast and lighting of our TV, but I was like, no, he's like meant to look like really freaking, excuse me, pardon me, really freaking demented. Yeah, and he does. He looks demented. Like he looks demented.
Yeah, no, I really love this character.
Yeah,
it was really fun.
He's like red underneath and white. Like
he looks sick.
Yeah, he looks like he's like been doing cocaine since like.
Yeah, I wonder. Like I didn't do my research, but I guess it's like they try to depict like a certain form of drugs that they were taking back then. Maybe absinthe because they drink like some absinthe. I don't know.
I think he was consuming more than that.
So. That was our review for Babylon.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. Like we used to say, if you like, please share, subscribe, ring the bell on YouTube. And we try to release every Friday. So please support and follow us. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye. Be natural.
Be natural, okay.